Welcome everyone, this is Evergreen Gardens for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. The goal for this scenario is to have 1,000 guests in the park at the end of Year 4. This is thankfully a pay-for-entry scenario with a massive amount of land to work with, but the scenario is held back by a lack of scenery and roller coasters. I started this scenario by closing the park and paying back the loan. I set the park admission to $45 and set research into roller coasters, thrill rides, and scenery. Next, I removed the entire pre-existing path network. When I first started playing this game ages ago, this scenario used to be a bit of a challenge for me. I'd start my playthrough by building my rides and shops close to the entrance. Guests would wander off deep into the park, eventually becoming lost. This would cause the park rating to take a dive. I started my park with a carousel placed 3 units above the ground. Underneath the ride, I'll place an information kiosk when it becomes available. I set the carousel to 16 rotations and built a building below. I also added a restroom inside as well. Just behind the carousel, I added the first shops. This building contains a fruity ices stall and a drink stall. My goal at this time is to build a park worthy of my $45 admission costs. I'll use the nearly $10,000 returned from removing the path network and the $40,000 loan to build my park. From the carousel, I continued the path all the way to the river and began building my first roller coaster. This is a shuttle loop coaster just like the ones built previously in this series. I did try to make this one a little more interesting with its color scheme. The coaster launches its 6-car, 24-passenger train at 43 miles per hour through a vertical loop taken both forwards and backwards. Just behind the looping coaster, I built a corkscrew coaster. This coaster is also a clone featured several times in this series. This is my recreation of a Vekoma boomerang. This coaster features a 5-car, 20-passenger train taking riders through a cobra roll and vertical loop, both forwards and backwards. Shuttle coasters are a great, cost-effective option in Rollercoaster Tycoon. Most designs are significantly cheaper and smaller than full-circuit layouts. Shuttle coasters have higher running costs and only operate with a single train, but that's not enough to make them poor investments. I cleared out the flower beds and built yet another cloned roller coaster. This will be my last cloned roller coaster for this park, and it's my signature junior coaster. This roller coaster is in every park featured in this series. It has a 5-car, 10-passenger train taking riders around 2 laps. Next, I built a custom wooden coaster on top of this hill. This is a semi-small twister layout with 2 7-car, 14-passenger trains. The coaster uses the hillside to maintain speed for its final lap. I put a little more thought into the park layout before building a swinging ship near the looping coaster. I built the ride partially over water and set the swings to 16. My next project was to build a large maze. I set the maze 1 unit below ground level. I wanted this maze to be big, but not so much that guests get lost long enough to hurt the park rating. I set the maze to the max guest and started working on a car ride to go around it. The car ride operates with 10 sports cars, supporting 20 riders at a time. Next, I decorated the area, shared by the car ride and maze. It's now May of year 2, with 8 rides, 4 of them roller coasters. I'm finally ready to open the park. With all rides open, I begin building my first restaurant. Inside this building contains burger and drink stalls with a restroom. There is room for 1 more stall when the balloons become available. Just behind the restaurant, I built 2 launched freefall towers. One tower is set to downward launch mode and the other upwards, with a speed set to 56 miles per hour. The towers stand at 28 units tall. Next was another set of thrill rides. I built a pair of inverted swinging ships next to the looping coaster. I set the swings to 12 for both rides. Eventually I noticed that lines were long and trains weren't cycling. I simply closed and reopened these rides as well as all my shops and stalls. Right across from the wooden coaster, I built a twist set to the maximum rotations. I plan on decorating this area with a spooky overlay. Next to the twist, I added a second restaurant. Inside contains burger and drink stalls with a restroom. Guests in this scenario spawn with a range from $60 to $100. The $45 admission cost ensures that every guest can get in the park and stay a while. I opened up research for the rest of the categories and built a go-karts. I built the full station length to allow 21 carts on the track. The layout is a bit sprawling with 3 laps each race. I haven't always been a fan of the go-karts in this game, but I've recently found a bit of joy in watching them race. At the beginning of year 3, the guest count is at 750 and climbing. When guest numbers are no longer rising, it will be time to run ad campaigns. The only campaigns I ran in this playthrough were for free food or drinks. My next ride is a custom corkscrew coaster near the go-karts. This coaster features 6 inversions, including a vertical loop, a bow tie, and a triple corkscrew. The bow tie is an extremely rare inversion. The only one that has ever existed is on Dragon Mountain at Marineland. The triple corkscrew is also a bit rare, being only built once by Arrow, but there are over a dozen by another manufacturer. The coaster features 2 5-car, 20-passenger trains with a mid-course brake run for increased capacity. The coaster could support 3 trains, but I didn't think it was necessary at the time. The spooky area wouldn't be complete without a haunted house. While decorating the haunted house, I noticed the park surpassed the guest goal of 1,000. My next ride is a suspended swinging coaster. I started the coaster by building the finale first. It's a steep drop down to the water, heavily inspired by the original Big Bad Wolf at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. The coaster features two 5-car, 20-passenger trains with a mid-course brake run and 2 lift hills. This coaster also could have supported a 3rd train, but I'd rather guests have a little wait time than overcrowding the paths. I finally added the information kiosk to the front of the park. I set the umbrella cost to $5 with maps at 10 cents. Back by the suspended coaster, I added a second twist. This ride is temporary until something else is unlocked. This area of the park is far from everything else, so I added a 3rd restaurant. Inside contains a fruity ices and drink stall with a restroom. This area in the back of the park is themed with the Roman scenery set. While decorating, I significantly increased staff for all categories. The first transport ride for this park is a chairlift. The ride crosses the main midway with stations on both hills. The ride has 20 cars with a travel speed set to 4 miles per hour. One of the stations is in an undeveloped area of the park, so riders will just have to reboard to get back. Behind the car ride, I built a log flume. The first half of the ride features a double down drop. The second half has a large splashdown finale. I set the boats to 12 to prevent congestion at the back of the station. My next project is another looping coaster. I started by building a loop that interlocks with the other looping coaster. I failed to notice that my guest count had stalled, so I had to take a break from building and invest in marketing. I also added balloon stalls to 2 of my existing restaurants to help bring in more money. This is a terrain coaster inspired by Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I love the long ramp down into the vertical loop. With the loan maxed out, I had to wait for more guests to be brought in from the ad campaigns. gave the ride a pagoda-themed station, and that will loosely be the theme for this area. With the guest count now at 1,700, I wanted to add a ride that keeps crowds off the path. This miniature railway features 3 5-car, 30-passenger trains, taking riders on a nearly 4-minute ride around the park. With 90 passengers on board at a time and a long line to store even more guests, this ride potentially keeps around 200 people off the path. While working on the station for the railway, the scenario ended. I completed the goal with 1,859 guests. This is a special scenario, mostly for its size. It's nearly double the size of the other scenarios, which further adds to the disappointment of the lack of scenery and roller coasters. I feel like this scenario should have been further into the original RCT campaign and have included every item in the game. There is still so much space available in this park, and I'll continue to expand in the next video. But for now, this has been Evergreen Gardens for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more Evergreen Gardens.